Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Cole Grace, and for tonight's review, we are taking a look at the Transformers Siege Megatron. Of course, if you are already aware with the concept of Megatron from Transformers, we don't need more introductions, but for those who has been living under a rock for the last 3 years, Megatron is Transformers series Big Bad. He goes from all the way from the original G1 cartoon, and since then has had multiple incarnations. He can turn into a gun. He can turn into a tank. He can turn to a T-Rex, and he can even turn to a gaming console. But this time, as the title suggests, we are just going to look at this Transformers Siege incarnation. Now, Transformers Siege for Cybertron is a relatively new series of the Transformers franchise toy line that came out just about on February 2018, and since then has concluded the show with the last third season, Transformers Kingdom. And my opinion on the series are fine, just fine, I guess. When I heard they were making a Transformers prequel, I thought it was going to be about the founding of Autobots and slash or Decepticons, or how Megatron rose to power, etc. But alas, we started the series off with the war already at bay, which is different from what I expected, but it is quite cool to see the sheer chaos of Cybertron and how the Autobots are desperately trying to survive. Plus, I guess it is in the show's title, War for Cybertron, and not, you know, the Decepticon Revolution for Cybertron. And this figure seems to have that G1 resemblance, M top to 11, while maintaining to be its own unique design. But anyways, enough about the show introduction. How about the figure itself? Well, I've had this figure for a while now, and I can positively say that the figure joints holds up really well. Helped by the fact that most of the joints here are held by a pin metal joint, as you can see there, there, and it's mostly made out of metal pin joints. So you can the thighs, on the inner of the thighs, and some on the back, and for the hind legs in there. Of course, even for the legs, it is held up by a metal pin joint. So it keeps all the rotations nice and simple, or as a wise man once might call it, a beautiful swivels. Now I said that most of the joints here are uh, made of metal pin rotations because, as you can see, the head is on a ball joint here. Well, that's a bit too much. His head is on a ball joint, which allows you to do, I guess, a bit of side to side. It can't really do the 360 due to the shape of the head, as you can see there. It's intentionally made to hinder it. And of course, it can look up that far and down. Not a lot, but I guess you can use this part of his neck to rotate it down a little more. But be careful because you might ruin the beautiful silver paint on his body, as you can see there. I kind of just already had this chipped on his jaw there, so you might want to be careful. Oh yeah, talking about paint, this figure is filled with paint splotches of battle damage. Weathering, some might say. Either you hate it or love it. I'm on love side, but if you really don't like it, you can remove them by using a standard eraser and just scrub around the parts you wish to be gone. At least that's what I did with, as you can see, on the head here. There's supposed to be another, like, one of those paint battle damage splotches. But I think it kind of ruined the, what do you call it, the attention to his red eyes. His beautiful red painted eyes. There. I did love some because I think it's, again, I like this battle damage paint on him. You can see some on his legs, in his arms, in his chest area. Even on his back, there's some more there. Again, if you want to remove it, you can just use a simple eraser. Now, I did, as I said, remove the part on his head because it was a little bit distracting. Of course, another major paint that was used here are some red parts around his shoulders, his massive red eyes, his arms, the purple Decepticon logo on the middle of his chest, very cleanly painted there, right in the middle of his chest, and some more reds on the side of his body parts, just hamming it in that tyrannical leader look. Also, as you can see, here are some more blue and yellow paint going on his lower body part, giving a nice Darth Vader vibe to it. What you get with this figure is his well sculpted fusion cannon that you can just take off like so. It is just in a simple pin, two holes around his body. We'll get to that later. Again, what you get with this figure is his well sculpted fusion cannon, as you can see there. Really long and thick, I must say. Pause. And his a sword gun thing. Yeah, this is just a parts former accessory. In which, to be honest, I don't really mind. Because you can at least store it at his back. Like so. As you can see there, there's a hole. Simple as it goes. That tank thread, like on his feet and his backpack, is like a massive giveaway on what this guy turns into, but we'll get to that when we get to that. His fusion cannon is on a simple peg, and there are many holes in this figure, that you can just add effect parts into, sold separately, of course. Thanks, Hasbro. It has the same diameter, meaning you can make Megatron hold it like this. It's a bit sacrilegious, but you know, he can't even hold it all the way anyway. He can hold it like that, like this, or this. But I'm just gonna keep it that way, as like in his G1 show. Of course, if you want to go all out, he can double wield his fusion cannon and his sword gun. Really digging his look, but it's a bit much to me. Now, for his alternate mode, this version of Megatron transforms into a Cybertronian tank. Listen. Trust me, I've tried recording his transformations multiple times, but I just couldn't figure out the best way to frame the camera angle for it. Maybe next time I'll be better at recording transformations, so sorry. One thing to note here is that with the transformation, you have to put the gun sword inside the fusion cannon here, by the little peg, so at the bottom, and around his arms there. As you can see, they're like the remnants of the sword. And this tank mode is alright. The fusion cannon reveals some more sculpted detail. I do wish that, you know, they were painted more to reveal some of that sculpting. As you can see here, it's just kind of, it's a bit lackluster with the comparison between this and from the tip of the gun sword. That, I must say, reveals some really nice paint. Helped by the gun sword itself have more paint. A little bit of red there. Covered in black paint with some silver at the tip. Reveals some more light detail here to insinuate that, you know, he is a tank, although be it Cybertronian, so it's not as Earth tank as we'd like. And yeah, you can see his straight up face there. We're just gonna flip that down and forget it exists. He can rolls. Sorry. He can rolls pretty well, I guess. The cannon can rotate 360, like so. The tank treads are held up by this plastic wheels, but it gets the job done. It's not the most roadable automotive vehicle out there, but it's still acceptable in a way. Alright, that's pretty much it for my review for this figure. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Be sure to click the like if you like this review. Leave your comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this show. Do you like the storyline as a whole? Or are you just an avid fan of Transformers? And subscribe, for I will definitely talk about Transformers reviews and a lot more soon.